slippery. Well, mushy. There. Well, I wanted to come out here today because it is a gloriously sunshiny and warm day, and I just like to get outside. I like to walk. I like to get outside and spend time with the trees and some fresh air and an airplane going overhead. So hopefully you can see me. I don't know. Maybe I'll do this. Yeah. So I just wanted to say something. A couple of things that, oh, sunshine, look at it. It's very bright. A couple of people have said something to me. I mean, it's not bad or offensive or anything like that. It's just one of the things that I like to do is educate people on what it means to have autoimmune disease, what it means to be able to control autoimmune disease like I do with diet. So I guess last week or a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to somebody who also has autoimmune diseases, and her daughter-in-law was recently diagnosed with celiac disease, possibly type 1 diabetes, and I have friends who have rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis and, you know, any number of different autoimmune diseases. And a lot of people say, and I don't know where this comes from, say that if you have autoimmune disease, you have a compromised immune system, which is totally not true at all. It is the exact opposite, really. We have an overreactive immune system. Our immune system is so on hyper alert all the time that it is it's going after our own tissue. So for me, with celiac disease, I don't have a compromised immune system. I would if I was still eating gluten, because I would be sick. I would be malnourished. There are people who are on immunosuppressant drugs, like if they have rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, multiple sclerosis. I was on immunosuppressors when I had Graves' disease. That is in remission, so I am no longer taking drugs for any of my autoimmune diseases. They are completely controlled with diet. So today the province of Ontario released kind of a new schedule for COVID-19 vaccinations, and so a friend emailed me the list and said, does this mean you can go into phase 2? So phase 2 is people who are retail workers, and they've also added people with compromised immune systems and chronic diseases. Is autoimmune disease a chronic disease? Yes. Am I immunocompromised? No, not in the least. So I don't qualify for phase 2 under that definition. I could, if I had no conscience, I could lie and I could go in under the phase 2 and say I have a chronic disease and get my shot, but I'm not going to do that at the risk or at the expense of someone else who actually does need it. Someone who is working in a retail frontline position, someone who is a health care worker who hasn't yet had their shots, someone who does have a compromised immune system. They're undergoing chemotherapy for cancer, or they are taking immunosuppressants for multiple sclerosis or rheumatoid arthritis or something like that. I am probably less at risk to get COVID than probably a lot of the population. 2 reasons. 1, because my immune system is kind of overreactive, and 2, because I am a healthy person. If you were to ask my doctor, he would say my blood work shows me as the healthiest patient he's got. So I can't lie and say I'm unhealthy and I need to have this vaccine. One thing I will say about COVID though, and this is true for any infection, it doesn't matter if it's COVID or flu or the common cold, it could trigger another autoimmune disease, but that's true of anything, not just specifically COVID. So I very, very rarely get sick anyway. Like, I haven't had a flu in probably 20 years, knock on wood. I get, a mild cold maybe once a year. I had a cold over a year ago. I haven't had anything since, knock wood again. I just don't get sick. Is it because of my overreactive autoimmune system or my immune system? It could be, because even before I started eating a nutritionally dense diet, I hardly ever got sick. Very, very rarely. So, the reason that I get out and I spend time in nature, the reason that I get out walking, and the reason that I do yoga every day, and the reason that I do these crazy things like 30-day squat challenges and 30-day push-up challenges, and the reason I eat green vegetables with every meal is so that I don't get sick. Whether I have an autoimmune disease or not, it's so I don't get sick, so that I will live a long and happy, healthy life. So, I could lie and get in line as soon as, people with chronic diseases are in line. I could get in line and say, yep, I have a chronic disease, so I should get my shot now. But I can't do that. My conscience would just make me sick, literally. So, I'll be in line as soon as I am eligible. I will definitely be getting that shot because I want life to go back to as close to normal as it's going to get after this pandemic, and after everybody who wants to get one gets their shot. My aunt and uncle just got their first shots yesterday. My aunt down in Florida has had both of her shots, so she can go out and hang out with her friends who have also had both shots. And they don't have to wear masks or anything. They can even get hugs. Imagine hugs. Does anyone remember what hugs are? I don't, because I can count on one hand how many hugs I've had in the past year, and that alone is a good reason to get vaccinated. But I'm not going to do it at the expense of someone else. I'm not going to lie and say that I need it more than somebody else does. So if I have to wait until July or August or September, then I will wait till July, August, or September. That's the way it's gonna go, and I can live with that. My nephew works, he's 19 years old, he works in a retail position. I want him to get a shot because he's out there every day, forefront with the public, and he could very easily come into contact with someone who has COVID. He works in a pharmacy, so yeah, people are sick when they go into pharmacies sometimes. So I just wanted to get that sort of out there. Autoimmune disease does not mean that you have a compromised immune system. It does not mean that you have a weaker immune system. It means you have an overreactive immune system, and it just goes after things it doesn't need to, but it also still fights off viruses and bacteria and anything else that gets in there that's not supposed to. So people who are on immunosuppressors for diseases like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, sometimes Sjogren's syndrome, Graves' disease. We'll also have that type 1 diabetes sometimes, but I am not on any of those drugs, so I don't need to worry about having a weakened immune system. I'm not sick. I'm a relatively healthy person. I eat lots of vegetables, although I'm kind of lacking in the past couple of days, but you know, it's not every day that I binge on pork rinds. So today for lunch I had pork rinds, an orange, a kiwi fruit, and some seaweed, all which are heavy in nutrients, those fruits and the vegetables. So yeah, pork rinds, lots of salt, but it's still a healthy meat source. So anyway, I just wanted to get that off of my chest. And if anybody has any questions about autoimmune disease, or how it affects fighting off infections like coronavirus and stuff like that, talk to your doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a person who has a few autoimmune diseases, and I manage it quite well with diet. I have had some training. I have a health coaching certificate, and I also have an autoimmune protocol coaching certificate. It's not a business model that works for me. I was not able to make a health coaching business work. So I have not been keeping up with all of the science. I keep up with some of it, just not all of it anymore, because it's not my job. It's not something that I'm going to make a job anymore. That was 3 years ago. So, I'm still interested because of my own health conditions, but for, keeping up on every single bit of science, I'm not doing that anymore. So, and I didn't really want my channel to be a health channel. I wanted it to just be, me. This is me. I like to get out. I like to go for a walk. I like to eat good, healthy food. I like to go backpacking. I like to go camping. I am a multifaceted person. I do stuff in my condo because I'm a homeowner, and that's what homeowners do. So, I have a whole bunch of interests, so my channel might show some of those different interests. Today, it's going to show a little bit of health education. So again, if you have questions about your autoimmune disease, does it make you more susceptible to COVID-19 or any type of disease, talk to your doctor. They don't always know everything, but they might know something. Or even Dr. Google. No, don't go to Dr. Google. If you are looking for information about autoimmune disease and how COVID-19 may or may not affect you, check out thepaleomom.com. She has lots and lots of information there. She's done 4 podcasts now on the whole view about COVID-19 and the vaccines, just the vaccines. So yeah, any of that information, I'll link it down below for you. You can just click those links and read up on anything that you need there. I hope this was helpful. If you found it at all helpful, please hit the thumbs up. It really does help me out with the YouTube algorithms, which are just crazy. Thank you so much for watching this far in. If you have any questions of me and my autoimmune diseases and how I manage them, please ask me below. I have no problem at all helping people out, trying to help manage your health. I may not be a practicing health coach anymore, but I still might be able to help in any way that I can. Hit the subscribe button if you liked this video. Pass it on to your friends who might have autoimmune disease. There are probably a lot of them out there. Thanks, and I'll talk to you later.